The changing landscape of the housing market in Las Vegas requires a real estate professional that understands how to get your offer accepted, willing to go above and beyond for service and accountability. Hi, my name is Dan French. I've been in the real estate and financing industry for over 13 years. Most real estate agents struggle with answering their phone. Please call me directly, 702-557-6176. I'm available for all your real estate needs.
Dan's a fantastic man. He really is.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
I'm just playing. You guys can hear me out there, right?
Hopefully.
Hey, you guys, can you hear the audio? I was just playing a joke on you guys. I was trying to figure it out here. There was like a hiccup in the. I don't know what happened. It's the audio situation fixed. Everybody out there can hear us now, right? Can you guys hear me? Take two.
Yes, there we go. Yes, we're in business.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, and everybody out there, we don't run LBS, man. But I love DJ. He's trying to hook us up, but we're not running through OBS.
OBS, what is that? Oh, bullshit.
It's an operating system. What's going on? It's Taco Tuesday. You guys know it's the most real and behind the scenes information on financing, real estate, money talk happening here in Las Vegas. And I'm your host, Dan French. We're streaming live from Las Vegas, and I have my beautiful co-host, Esmeralda Lucia.
Hola.
She was hotboxing in the car. No, I'm just playing. You were
He is not
hotboxing.
playing.
Where were you at?
You just throwing me under the bus
Taco
like that?
Tuesday. You were like gone for a while. Everybody
Taking shots.
and she
Hell
weighs
yeah.
no more than like $110, and she had like 10 tacos. Like, who does that, Esmeralda? What were you doing out there? What have you been up to?
Hey, what was I saying? I said I was chilling, but no one could hear.
You were chilling like a villain. Yeah, what were you up to? What are you doing out there? What's going on?
Hey, we're coaching our agents and lenders and anybody out there that is in real estate that is looking to improve their business.
Dude, what were you coaching? Like, what do you coach?
We teach people how to farm. We teach people how to select certain areas that will help you generate opportunity to buy and help agents pick the right prospects.
No, absolutely. And you guys out there, Esmeralda is definitely in the industry. Want to thank you guys, everybody that's tuning in right now. Please hit the like button. We had like 5 or 6 likes. I'm like, dude, we're on fire right now.
But no one can hear us.
And then nobody could hear the audio. It's like I'm sitting there like, now we have to do sign language, right?
Yeah.
You guys know who Ethan Hawk is over here. What's up, Ethan?
What's going on, guys? Glad to be here. It's another Tuesday.
Mr. Hawks.
Now it's amazing that people can hear us. So now we're for the people.
We're ready to go. Are you for the people today?
For the people today,
dude. So you're over here doing cervezas and I don't know. Oh, you have to hold that down. They might take us off.
I got the labels covered.
Oh my God.
It's urine.
Dude,
it's not beer. It's urine.
Are you double fisting here, bro? Dude, so what's going on, man? What's happening in your world? What are you up to?
Over the weekend, I was at a reggae festival. Got to help out over at Big Dogs. Yeah, it's been kind of cool.
Tell us about it. How many people were at this event?
There was a lot. There was probably close to about 1,000 people there. We had about
huge.
50 or 60 different beers that Big Dogs brews that they were just kind of pouring out. There was a ton of reggae bands. It went for like a straight 11, 12 hours. It was cool until a fight broke out. Other than that, it was a great time.
So were you involved? Like, did you
No.
start it? I know you were in the middle of it. Like, he's like, come on, man, just do it, man.
No,
Just
it was
do
all women.
Just do it.
It was all girls.
You were egging this fight.
No, this was all girls. Not one guy involved in this fight at all. It was all, from what they were yelling, they were Division I.
Was that the Pena fight and Nunez, or was it like the after fight? Like what? I mean, what is that where you were at, man?
I just saw it on the freeway too.
Yeah, it's
like,
like,
wait, okay.
No, these were like straight linebacker chicks that played soccer.
Oh,
like,
I
this
got
was
you.
not.
So
yeah.
they would take you out. You're like
in a
sizing
heartbeat.
them
I was
up.
like, nope, I don't see anything. Yeah, no. They were like, are you gonna help? I was like, help with what? Here, anybody want another beer? I was like, no, I'm not helping.
Do you think girls get down harder than guys?
From watching this, yeah.
They do, right?
Oh, these chicks for sure.
I think that's why people like watching the
Why
UFC.
were they angry though?
No, this wasn't the like, I can't wait for her to rip her clothes off kind of fight. This was like, dude, that's a girl? Like some of these chicks had mohawks. Like these were beasts. Like they were linebackers. I'm not joking. Like they were like at least 250 plus. I'm not making fun of them. I'm just stating the facts.
Were you sizing them up?
Oh, I was
Like
behind.
if you had to get involved, were you kind of like, okay, so if I have to do something here,
I'd have got
I
fucked
can't hit a
up.
woman, but at the same time, I might be the one that's getting taken out on a stretcher, right?
Yeah, even if I hit one of them, they wouldn't have felt it. It would have been bad for me. I would have had my ass handed to me.
Well, you would have
immediately.
been scared.
I was terrified and I wasn't involved. So I was watching
I
this.
would be scared to get jumped.
I was so shocked to see women fighting like this.
Really?
This was worse than any female UFC fight I'd ever seen.
Oh,
It was
wow.
like next
but
level.
What started this? Do you know? What was the purpose of it?
Don't know. I was serving beer. I have no clue.
So you guys know, if you haven't hit, we're going to go over here and talk a little bit about what's happening in the housing market as well. We talk about housing market update, right? Why is it still slowing? You guys feel like the market still slowing down? Are we still, or have we, kind of starting to see some signs, that eyeball test that
I've seen
people are
some
back
increase.
in? You've seen increase.
You've seen an
I've
increase?
seen an increase in influx in with deals being accepted, and I think it was because what I had mentioned last week, that the sellers are actually contributing to the buyers.
Wait, what does that mean? They're contributing to the buyers. Like, are they giving them incentives?
Yeah, it's-
Yeah.
What's happening?
What do you mean? Okay, so here's what I see. All right, and this is just from my understanding of what you have. Builders out there that now are trying to work with people to get into a house, right? And we
Incentives.
talked about all negotiations on the table. We've seen the highest incentive we've seen in the last 2 to 3 years for builders. And builders are doing whatever they can to really swing it their way to get that client to buy. Before it was like, hey, the buyer would go in and they would be begging those builders to buy a house. They would be like, look, I'll give you what you want. Let's do the lottery. Some cases they paid over list. So now you're looking at builders now saying, look, the market has shifted. So now when you're going in, you can really ask for whatever you want. I mean, the negotiations are there. So now you're seeing some of these buyers, just to kind of go off of what you said, they're coming back into this market slowly. It's not like they're going all in and saying, now it's almost like they know they got time and they're not going to just overpay for a house. Matter of fact, I think a lot of people are thinking about, hey, let's make a less of an offer just to see what they say. I have people talking about that. Builders slashing $65,000, $85,000 on flooring and different things. They can't sell these houses.
That's pretty good.
And they're sitting there, right? So look, I mean, this might be, it's not the best time to buy a house, but it could be the best opportunity for you, for a buyer out there to get the most
right
from
there's
the
closing.
situation.
Our neighbors had their house on the market now for nearly 6 weeks, and not a single person has even come to look at it. Not one showing.
But was this the one that you said it was overpriced?
It's at 900. They bought it for 7 something, and now it's listed for 900.
Well-
Not one single person has even come to look at it.
Well, what we're seeing is that the sellers are contributing to closing costs for the buyers. They're helping buy down the interest or the rate for the for the loan. So we are seeing some of that.
Well, normally the seller would do like half the closing costs, right?
It depends.
Are you seeing?
It's a negotiation.
Are you
base.
seeing anything where the seller is picking up the entirety of it?
No, I haven't seen that.
Not
I just
yet?
said,
I'm waiting for
I just
that
said we've seen it. They contribute some. I didn't say it was 100% or anything like that, but we've seen some of this now.
Okay.
Before it was people were over. They were overbidding and pricing, and they were paying over. The appraiser amount. I mean, it was different.
I feel like it's in a stall right now.
Well, again, I think you're looking at a market where people have options and they're not going to just make sudden decisions on anything. It doesn't, I mean, look, everybody's looking at saving money. Same thing with housing. We look at the rental sector. We're going to talk a lot about what's happening with the market as far as the slowing. But 3 months in a row, declines, right? Higher inventory coming up. We're like 58% increase on inventory across the country.
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean, you look at these things, and I think that as rates stay where they're at, we're still, though, significantly less than we saw in markets of 2017 to 2019. We're still like 54%.
What do you mean? Elaborate on that.
So even though we've seen an increase in inventory, and yes, people are slowing down, we're still significantly lower than where we were at on a healthy market between 2017 and 2019. So we have some room to grow. It's not like, well, these last 4 months, it's done it. We've now got back to a normal, healthy market. Do we need more inventory on the market? Possibly. But we also need to have people come in and buy these homes, and we need to, I feel that we need to have interest rates start to kind of level off, which they've done, because now it's bringing some of those buyers that they're passing that position of, well, I don't want to wait, right? Should I wait or should I not? Now it's like, okay, rates have been at 5 now for 2, 3, 4 months. I'm starting to kind of adapt to what's happening in this market. And I feel, well, maybe this is the new normal, right? This is the new norm out there to go buy a house, 5% rate. That's going to push these buyers back in, especially as these prices start to come down. And I feel that you're going to start to see a little bit of an influx of people that were really waiting on the sideline to come back in this market and really come all in. But they're not going to come back in and just say, all right, let's go at it. They're going to come back and be strategic.
Yeah,
they're going to offer
it's not
20,
a hot market right now, right?
Well, they're going to offer possibly less. It depends on what price range, right? If you're at a price range, we saw the numbers. 600 to 700,000, 5 to 600,000 is pretty much getting list. But you start to get above that. You look at 8 to a million, 800,000 to a million. We're seeing offers come in significantly less, and I feel that buyers are starting to be aware of this. And so you're really looking at a market that hopefully. It's not going to stop anytime soon where you're going to see inventory continue to increase. I think 5 months, you're going to continue to see the inventory slowly grow as rates stay where they're at. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
So with that being said, there's the NOD list, which is notice of default. It's very minimal. So we're not in that area yet, just FYI, because I've been hearing a lot about that. They're like, that's going to start increasing. It has not. It has not. It's still very, very low.
Well, mortgage performance right now for buyers is very strong. You're not going to have this mortgage problem. We talk about this probably a lot on this show, but you have to have something outside of just the normal signals that we see for housing problems to happen. One of them back in 2002 to 5 was that we had mortgages and applications and people doing subprime loans, things like that were really not credit worthiness.
Yeah, stated.
They're not there anymore. So I still feel this market is going to retract a little bit. We've retracted about 9%. I looked at the average price for a home. I think at our peak was $495. We're at like $469 right now.
That's not really big.
Really.
But you know what? That's significant over the short window of time. I mean, you got to think that was like 2-3 months ago.
Oh, okay.
Over
I
a 3 month,
2-3 years. I was like,
no. Over a 2 or 3 month period, that's how far it's come down. And we're starting to see delinquencies come up across the board across the country, higher a little bit. Nowhere near what we saw during our crash or anything like that. But what it's saying is that these things, there's wheels moving, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer for everything to kind of settle itself in. I feel we have another 5 or 6 months heading into 2023 where you're going to start to see this market. Is it going to keep declining at this pace? I don't know. We'll see. I think that as buyers build more confidence, as you start to see rates become the more norm, which it is now, I don't feel that the Fed needs to really raise the Fed's fund rate anymore to slow the economy down.
You don't feel, but they're going to. Watch.
We'll see. I mean, look, the data's out there. I can't say for sure, but I'm going to say that so far it's done its job. Now, has it done its job where you have, unemployment still in check? We still have a very low unemployment. So that's another key factor, right? Some of these levers that they pull. What's going to happen with the war? But I can tell you this, you look at what's happened with, let's say, the stock market right after they raised the Fed's fund rate in a world that we were in before, that they would not be investing money in riskier assets, and they did. Yeah. I feel people are numb to things. And so it's a psychological position people are in.
It's funny. I saw earlier today, I saw a posting about real estate, and they said, oh, well, in order for me to afford a lower end home today, I have to go work 2 jobs. And my response was, why aren't you working 2 jobs anyways? I worked 2 jobs before I even was thinking about purchasing a home several years ago.
Yeah, but is working 2 jobs? That's got to be something where, is that really something people want to do?
It depends. Do you want to work 2 jobs, or do you want to live the life you have? You have to understand it's a choice that you're making. If I want that house, I understand the economy is increasing and there is the inflation and home prices are going up. If I want to be able to afford and be a part of that, it's like saying, hey, how can I partake in this activity that's going on? I've got to be able to raise myself to that level to be able to get it in the door to get in on what's going on. If I want to be a part of that industry, if I want to buy one of those houses, I've got to figure out a way to get on that level, right? You can't expect to just be like, oh, poor me. Like, why can't I afford a house? Well, no, if you want to afford a house, then you need to do something about that.
What is your mindset? Like you have, and that's a good point you had there, Ethan, on this. I think that is your mindset where people are just, because I mean, you deal with a lot of people, you have family. What does your family think about this market? Do they ever give you input? Because I know you're entitled.
I do. So a lot of my family are investors on my dad's side. And so I asked, I was like, hey, are you guys looking to buy now? Because they buy a lot in California and other places. And their response was, they said, yeah. Because they said that when they look at buying, they look for opportunity because when they're buying, they're investors. So they're buying to rent these homes. And they're like, hey, everybody needs a place to live.
Well, but the rental sector is still going, right?
Yeah.
And it's still increasing, and but you have investors that have uncertainty about this economy too. Now, it's a good place to plant your money.
A lot of them are also selling. A lot of them are dumping properties too because they want to get the top dollar. So it just depends on the boat.
I think that boat passed.
I was going to bring that up a few minutes ago. I think that boat has sailed.
No, it hasn't.
No, I think that boat sailed like 2 months ago almost.
No, but
I don't think you're going to get the price that you thought you were going to get. I think that's like maybe 2 months ago.
Well, yes and no. And the reason I say this, if somebody bought a home, and we'll say in 2007 or 8 or even 6, a lot of people were buying homes that were like 50, 60, 70 at that time, and they're now selling. So even if they didn't get top dollar 3 months ago, they're still going to make a lot of money.
Yeah, but that sale price from 2 months ago to that sale price today is entirely different. If you look at some of these homes, they've dropped.
But the investor that bought in those time frames, they still are going to make a lot of money.
But that's different. If you're paying cash for it and you're an investor and you're going to buy that thing, you have a lot of options there. You can rent that thing out. You can lease it. There's all kinds of things you can do with it.
So, and that makes a good point because we're talking about also the rental sector. I want to bring that up. So rents are still increasing, and this is an imbalanced market, supply and demand for rent, not just for the housing market, but for renters out there that are renting. You got landlords getting what they want still for these homes.
Facts.
And I see people still, are they increasing it, significant numbers? No, but when they do, buyers are still people that are renting the tenants. They're still saying, hey, you know what? I'll just stick it out and do another year. There's still a lot of uncertainty, but you have investors knowing that in Vegas in general, I think that it's a great place to rent a house. And I see a huge amount of people, Blackstone, people, investors buying in bulks of homes like this, renting them out and continuing. Maybe they are flipping, or maybe they're looking at different opportunities.
Withholding right now. They're holding, and there's one or the other. Either they're buying and holding to rent, or they are selling.
Would you think that it's a limited group of people now that are able to purchase homes?
I think it's now harder than ever to justify the mortgage payment for a lot of people.
So it's more difficult for more people.
It's higher.
So you're pretty much limited. I guess it's going to depend on the group that you're in, as far as financially, as to what you're able to do now within the market.
Yeah, I would say so. But I mean, look, there's still buyers, and you still have people out there to buy. When you're looking at this as a whole, the whole body of work of what you're looking at with Las Vegas and how people are judging, can they afford a mortgage?
Yeah.
Yes, I do feel that there's a good amount of people that don't want to buy still. And look, is it the best time to buy a house? It depends on who you're asking, right?
True.
Everybody's different mindset. So you can't say, well, it's the worst or it's the best. Or look, there's pros and cons, but I think that if you're looking at, okay, if I was in a market 3 or 4 months ago and I couldn't buy anything and I'm looking for a new home or whatever it is, I had no negotiation power. Rates have stabilized. There was uncertainty what my mortgage payment would be. Prices have dropped about 8-9% here in Las Vegas now from what it was at its peak. So we're starting to see those positive signs. Now, is it the best time ever in Las Vegas to buy a house? No. I mean, as you know, there's inflation. As you know, more money in circulation. This might not be your best time to buy a house, but it might still be the right time for your family to buy a house because you have and need shelter.
And I think it's still limited as to who is able to purchase and be in that circle of people who can buy a home right now. I don't think that we're at the point yet where it's open to everyone and a mass group of people who can buy a home. I still think there's several factors that are stopping people. Myself, for instance, if I did not have a home right now, there's no way I could even rent just due to my background. So there are certain people who are limited in the respects of what they're able to do. So it's like, if you don't want to live in a weekly hotel like Budget Suites or something like that, like your only other option is to buy a home if you can't rent.
Well, like you said, we were talking about the rental market, and it's still on fire. People think, well, it's going to slow down and it's coming down. No, it's not. I mean, you still have people renting these homes for what the landlord is asking. And it's happening, just like in the housing market, prices have to come down over in a zip code or an area for those prices start to come and just kind of retract. That's not necessarily happening at this point. And I want to bring up, you guys out there, if you have any questions, I'm going to answer your questions. So please ask questions. Running at Altitude said, household credit debt has the highest jump in over 20 years. Man, I can't disagree with that, because what happens when people are not making the money, they're possibly getting laid off, or the economy slows down, they start saving money, but what else do? They start using their credit cards.
Yep.
Boom. All of a sudden you got credit card household debt starting to come up and be a big problem. What do you guys think about that?
And I've noticed that credit card companies are also increasing.
Well, they're increasing the limit, but I mean, people are now living off their credit cards,
No,
you're saying.
they're increasing the interest, I've heard.
Really?
On credit cards, I've heard that across the board. Actually, that was a conversation I had with some of my clients that said that they were getting an increase in their credit cards.
I don't even have one credit card.
I just have one for just.
I have like 3 different debit cards.
I have one
and I
to
don't
have
have
revolving credit. I don't use credit cards either. I just use it for the points.
I mean, do you guys make a decision on credit? Like, if you're going to go buy a house, all of these other factors play a part. Like, if you got a high credit card payment or you have a high car payment, obviously, if those things are starting to drive up and you didn't have to rely on that, if you had an abundance of money or just had confidence in an economy, you were making enough money to survive, then you know that you're not going to be living off your credit cards. But for you guys, I mean, average person out there looking to buy a home, this has got to be something that people think about before they go in and buying a house now. Payment sensitive still.
Yeah, you want to be positioning yourself in a way that if you want a nice home and you want something you can afford due to the inflation and the increase in prices, that you're spending the money you need to spend on your home and basically take that money away from other things like car payments. Like if you don't have a car payment, if you don't have all these extra bills and stuff, I mean, borrow your friend's Netflix account. I mean, do what you got to do to really take that extra money. Every dollar counts now to put it into your mortgage, because those mortgage rates are increasing and everything. So if you want to have a decent home, you've got to kind of look at the rest of your life, I guess, and figure out what you want to not be paying for versus what you want to be paying for. So if you don't have bills like a car payment and stuff like that, I mean, you can take what you would have spent on that and put that into your mortgage, I guess.
Yeah, I think the question too, and Running at Altitude has a very good question here about where do I think, and you guys can maybe also answer this question. Everybody's got an opinion. This is not like, because we all don't know. I just look at data and I make my personal best educated decision. This doesn't mean we're right about everything, but I feel that we're still about maybe $30,000 to $50,000 where we drop potentially, right? So we're at $495. I think we can go down to $450.
Are you saying that's where the housing numbers are going to drop
by
to?
next year, I feel that maybe we're down to $450, maybe $430.
You're talking mid housing, or
I'm just talking about how far the prices will drop based
like
upon
overall
inventory. A lot of it is going to be determined on what
crazy.
happens with the Fed, what happens with people and buyers psychologically going back into the market, and also inflation, right? If inflation gets in check and we start to see numbers come down, it's going to come down to consumers back in the market more confident in buying a home. And wherever that number's at, where it stabilizes, this is not a crash, people. This is going to be where, okay, we're going to hit that level, and then we may start to see a slow appreciation. This is almost a correction. So if you look at all of last year, we were up 23% year over year. I'm very much on the table that we may lose all of that appreciation we lost last year and then maybe plateau there. But I feel that that's a good question. What do you think, Esmeralda?
I think that right now the market is correcting itself. I think that it's balancing. I definitely think that prices will adjust.
Is it something that was necessary though?
I think so, because it was pricing people out of the market that are first time home buyers. So they were not going to have an opportunity if it continued to move the way it was moving for families. It just is not. It wasn't there.
What about you, Ethan? What do you think?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna lie. If I had the money right now, I don't even think I'd still be looking at buying houses. So
Really?
Yeah.
Where's your mindset on buying a house right now?
You have to understand, I'm one of those people that no matter how much money I have or might have had or may have, I'm always looking for this overall deal. I look at, again, what is worth it to me. And again, that's going to be different for everyone. What is the property worth to you? You know, what are you willing to spend? But for me, I looked at a couple of houses today. I came across some postings, and when I looked at them and they were like, oh, this price has dropped to so-and-so. And I still looked at it and I went, wow, this is like 50, 60 grand still over what I would normally spend or expect to spend on a property like this. So this isn't even something that I would consider right now. I mean, regardless of how much money I had, I'm one of those people that's always looking for that deal. So
I think everybody is. You know, I'll tell you, you know what? I can attest that I have a few clients, not just one, a few of them that want to make offers less than list, $20,000, $30,000 less.
Would that work?
You know what, man? It will in the right price market.
If you go in less than list, do you think that the home seller is going to come back and say, hey, you know, you made like 50 grand less? Like, do you think they're going to counter with something that's still below asking that might be closer to asking? Or do you think they're still going to want asking or more?
I think it's up to the seller and their circumstances.
Yeah, that's going to be
if
tricky.
Somebody needs to move and they're like, hey, I need to sell.
Yeah.
And I need to move. I might have to take this hit of 30 grand and
so
move.
you got to find that good deal then. You got to.
But also I think that when people look into buying a home, there's a purpose. Like, why are you buying it? And if you look at the overall of being an owner, whether it's for you to live or rent, is you're creating a legacy, you're creating something, a structure. And a lot of people do not have, and I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of times your home is your cushion, is your bank account. Because sometimes you're not in a position that you can save or earn, and it might not be today, it might be in 5 years from now, but a lot of people do need that. They need that structure, and their home is a structure to make those payments. Not everybody's disciplined to save like this. They're just not.
Well, I don't know. Are they disciplined, or is it they just have cost of living going so high and they have a family? And I'm not saying that it's not hard to save. I mean, look, there's a reason why we have credit cards. People have all these things that they buy, which I'm guilty of it too, man. I go on Amazon, like, you know, what do I need? You know, like, let me press a button. What is this? Okay,
well, I mean, but credit cards were designed to keep people in debt because that's how they make money. That's how we keep the economy going. And
really,
and
if you know some of the tricks, you can definitely boost your credit score in a few months with a credit card.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that you can, but I think that credit cards are designed to create debt, to create. Like, it's not designed to save people. I think
it's a tool. It's a tool, and you got to know how to use it. I spent $6, and I boosted my credit score nearly 100 points. And I took a credit card, and all I did was buy a pack of gum each month. And after I paid for it, like 2 days later, when it hit my credit card account, I called the credit card company, and I paid it. And after doing that for like 5 or 6 months, my credit score boosted like crazy. I mean,
well, like I said, I mean, I think people in households and running Altitude brought a great point is year over year we're up. Rents right now 13% still.
It's still going up?
It's still going up. And the thing is that it's not going to come down anytime soon because the confidence in shelter is going up. Even though it's not going up at the pace, people still need to live somewhere. Yeah. And look, if you can't afford a house or you don't want the commitment to buy a house, which I understand what you're saying that that's people's bank. If you can't save, well, what's the best thing to do? Put your money into something. You have a fixed payment. Hopefully, you pay yourself forward, right, in that house because you're going to, build equity. There's not a guarantee on that.
The crazy thing is I think you mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. Vegas is like one of the second highest areas for homes right now, right, in the country.
Well, I mean, as far as the numbers of prices, no. I mean, we're not the second highest. We have home unaffordability, or home affordability is the second or third lowest in the country, meaning to come here and buy a house,
we're not high.
It's not a good place to be.
Affordability.
The affordability part.
Okay, that's what I was getting at. So even though that may be the case, people are still moving here. It's not stopping people.
Circumstantial though.
Mark Wahlberg just bought a house here.
Well, he bought. I think he bought. I think he bought land, didn't he?
Did he buy land?
I thought he bought land.
I saw a posting the other day.
I thought he bought a part of land. I'm not sure about that, but look, it's
not stopping people regardless of what it is. It's not stopping people. People are still coming here. They're still purchasing no matter what the interest rates are, no matter what the home prices are, the land prices. People are still continuing to come here and buy.
Yeah, but a lot of those people probably are buying cash, so they don't care. They're not affected by interest
They're still
rates.
buying.
Well, again, I'm going to say this. It's not the first time buyer out there. It's not, people out there that are, it's not always like, hey, that first, couple or family that's trying to get into a house. There's a lot of people out there that buy homes and just say, it's not a good time to buy. And there's some out there, like I said, circumstantial, that may think, it doesn't really matter, because we brought this up on the last show, which is anytime you buy a house, a lot of people we work with, investors, they rent them out. They buy in different styles of markets, anything that's out there, right? Different types of markets. For the most part, they almost always make a profit. And it's because houses aren't going anywhere. Shelter is always going to have a cost to it, whatever market it is.
Yeah, it's a tangible.
It's needed, right? It's a necessity. It's no different than you need water, you need food, you need shelter, right? I mean, those three kind of work themselves together, right?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people want to say it's out there, it's time, things are starting to get worse. It's a bad market, don't buy. I'm starting to see those buyers really start to kind of creep back in the market. They're not coming back full swing. They're creeping back in, and they're making offers $20,000, $30,000 less. They're shooting for a home run. They're swinging for the fences, but that doesn't mean they're going to hit a home run. They might get a double, triple. I was talking about this. You're only going to get an opportunity if somebody is going to present that opportunity. Sellers have all different types of positions they're in, different reasons they're selling, time frames, a certain number that they want. Just because days on the market is out there doesn't mean, okay, there's 30 days on the market. These guys are they're going to drop. They're going to take my offer. I'm going to offer 60 below. They still might have a number that they're just not going to deal with, right? It's like, hey, man, I put a bunch of money into this house, $100,000. I'm probably not going less than, this number. Don't even try it. And look, days on the market is a good indicator if it's across, everything we see on the MLS, if it's across the board where you see properties sitting on the market longer, that gives you an opportunity more for a buyer, because now it's a numbers game, right? Yeah. It's just a numbers game. Like if you have more properties in the market with longer days, you have more options. Right now, builders, they don't have options, right? They're just saying, hey, you know what? We'll give you everything. 6%, drop $65,000, $85,000 on flooring, whatever it is. We want to get you in. Please, we need to sell these houses. That's what they're doing. And I feel that that's what you're going to continue to see until people come back in the market. I don't feel we need a significant amount of more homes here in Las Vegas. We already have. We're close to like 9,000, coming up on 10,000 homes. Where is that number going to be where it's healthy?
Yeah, but do you remember a while back? And when I say a while back, I mean maybe like 7-10 years, there was a place called Coyote Springs, and that's like maybe 15-20 minutes outside of town north. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. So they started to build that development, and then they stopped because no one was buying. And now, again, we're in this default where we have all these homes that, again, no one is buying, and there's like this delay on the market. But we have all this land on the outside of town. Now, we have a baseball team coming. We potentially have a basketball team coming. I think this is all stuff that is going to change all of that. And I think that people with money are going to come to Vegas regardless of what the rates are and what the prices are.
Yeah, but do you think we'll come like a city like Dubai, right? Only the rich, the elite will live. Listen, I'm going to say this because you're starting to see a bigger separation. That middle class, mom and pop places, it's expensive.
It's Vegas
to live here now. It's not. I mean, I'm not saying you can't come here and still have a decent living, but it's really becoming more expensive. My thing is that you have the desirability of people coming from out of state because you do have these sports teams. It's opportunity. But at what point do we look at this and go, okay, we're number 3 as far as unhealthy? What if we keep going, right? And that's something we have to pay attention to, I feel.
Well, think about this. In 2019, right, and this was before this whole crazy boom, I went to a Golden Knights and Chicago Blackhawks game. Now, I had a 10-inch lift on my truck, so it couldn't be parked in any parking garage, and I parked at New York, New York. Do you know what they charged me for valet parking?
What?
$100. They tried to charge me $100 for valet parking, and this was before this boom. Now, to go off what you just said, is this going to be like a Dubai? Well, guess what? $100 is more than what the average person makes at a regular job right now, at a regular minimum wage job. That's an entire day's pay to be able to park just to go watch an event. So I think the city is definitely trending in that direction.
Well, I feel that it's trending in that direction. You can maybe also bring some light to this here with me, Esmeralda. But we
It's
talked
gonna
about
get
this.
expensive.
Well, we talked about what it's the city of entertainment, right? And what happens in Vegas, and as far as the casinos and the nightclub, there was a big concern that the nightclub wouldn't come back, the industry.
Right, and
they're coming back on fire.
Yeah.
People are spending money on bottles but yet, I mean, you look at inflation, all this, they're still spending, and I'm not saying everybody's doing that, but that whole pandemic of problems where it was shut down, I just looked at some of the data and some of the information that came out. Look, man, the industry, as far as day club, nightclubs, they're making money.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they're
I'll tell
doing
you this: when I was traveling, I went to
Absolutely.
Atlanta. No one was wearing masks. I didn't have to wear one in the airport. I didn't have to wear one in the plane. And what was weird because normally they make you in the airport, and now you don't.
But that's
So
like all over with, right?
I hope so.
I
don't
saw
know if
some
it is
weirdo in the car next to me on the freeway on the way here wearing a mask in their car. So I mean, I
but
guess some
that's
people are still
but that's
wearing
your
them.
own. That's up to you on your own discretion if you want to wear it or not. I'm just saying, like, they don't make you, and because the airport is considered to be federal, so you have to wear it. And they
Yeah,
did.
I don't think in federal buildings you have to though anymore.
I hope not.
Well,
think that's all
here's
I'm
my
finding
thing,
out.
man. Is the pandemic's passed and everybody has a different opinion, just like on politics. Like, we'll never talk politics.
But we
'cause
got
I just-
monkeypox coming.
But I mean, monkeypox. So, what are you talking about? What is that?
Someone today posted, they said that monkeypox, if you're in Vegas and you're one of those weird people drinking water out of the faucet like that, or you're getting any of the excess water, that people are catching monkeypox from like the dirty water that's in the streets, the gutters and things like that. And I was like, wow, it's a good thing I don't drink that shit. But
I don't even know what that is.
Right? It's like
It's something.
a new disease. It's like
a
the new
disease.
COVID thing.
But here's the thing about it is I think with you see all of these things happening, right? COVID happened. You have a war going on. We had higher inflation.
Hey, what war?
Housing crisis where things were going hot, right? And it's just people can't afford it. Everybody's freaking out. But yet, we still have people in this market trying to buy.
Yeah.
And you still see things moving. Maybe not at the pace we saw, but the eyeball test to me says the economy's still moving here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Just like I said with the day clubs and nightclubs. So I don't know, man. I just feel that a lot of buyers and just people in general, investors, the stock market, they're a little bit numb to all of these other things that's going on because there's so many things targeted, right? Hitting you different places like monkeypox, this, that, market shutdown, inflation, shortage of materials, right? Supply, imbalance. Hey, inflation, all of these things, you're just dodging, right? You're just like, okay, I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take this one. And people are still figuring out a way is what I'm saying.
But no matter what, with all that shit that you just mentioned, it's Las Vegas, the one city on the entire planet that will never stop functioning and people will never stop coming to. People wait to come here. There's people right now, if you go hit the strip, you'll meet people that have never been here, which is insane to me. But no matter what, people are constantly and continually coming to Las Vegas, no matter what time of year, no matter what's going on, no matter the pandemic, no matter what kind of crazy shit is going on in the world, you still have people that are still flocking here. So this is one city that's, I would say, more unique than any other place in the world.
So I got a question here I want to put on here. So we got Tim that says a lot of people are buying in Las Vegas to escape other things. People could afford if they would stay in LA. For me, the income tax issue is the best reason. Well, that's a good point. I mean, look, if you look at the comparisons though, I mean, I think it was in San Francisco, the housing start, I know it's San Francisco, so it's, but 1.5 million. I think the average house in LA right now is like anywhere from like 8 to $1 million. That's like the starting point.
Okay.
The housing costs there are double. And then like you said, the
God.
taxes. I mean,
What do you mean by cost?
just the price point. The price point is double where it's in LA. So I can see like there's an argument where it's like, hey, wherever you're at, you can probably, figure it out, right? You can say I'm in LA and if I'm single or if like my family or whatever, we can probably figure it out.
Yeah.
But then you start looking at it and going, okay, well, wait a second. You have Las Vegas right down the way. There's lower taxes, right?
Oh yeah.
You have no state
No
tax.
state tax. I love it.
Lower taxes across the board, right? Property tax is relatively low compared to like East Coast, right? And also West Coast.
Oh, yeah.
So now you start getting those pros and cons. And it's like, well, okay, I like LA. I like California, wherever I'm at. Could we make it? Sure. Would we be struggling, surviving paycheck to paycheck? Possibly. But if I, sell or move to Vegas, a place like that where, let's be honest, man, Las Vegas, I go to California. There's nothing here that California has that we don't have, other than they have the beach and Disneyland.
And the
right?
weather.
And the weather. But
yeah.
even then, though, there's a case where it's like only 2 months out of the year Las Vegas is hot. Other months, 10 months, 9 months, it's pretty damn good here.
Yeah, but even when it is hot here, we have everything to accommodate you. You can still go hit the pools. You can still hit the day clubs.
I love Vegas. I do. Because you know what? I've been to so many different places I visited, and Vegas still has one of the best restaurants.
Yeah.
You have the best experience, and it's really not, I mean, we think that is really expensive, but it really isn't compared to other states.
No, here in Vegas, you can literally eat food from anywhere on the planet in one city. I mean, you can have Ethiopian food, Indian food, Mexican food, Asian food. Like, you can have anything you want in this city, and nothing ever closes for the most part. You can
Right.
find sushi at 4 a.m. I mean, where else can you do that?
Or you could find a taco truck now everywhere.
Bingo.
Taco Tuesday. So I got a question
Yeah.
here too. We got a question from Calvin. He said, "What will happen in the next 6 months? Will the market stabilize, or will the market go down for a correction?" I feel that what's going to happen is you're going to see a market continue to decline.
Okay.
For the next 5 to 6 months. I do feel 2023, the first quarter, you're going to start to see a stabilization towards the end, possibly the start of the next year. And you're going to continue to see this market. Now, also, too, you have to put in consideration that the Fed is going to do monetary policy, pull their strings. Their number one objective is unemployment, right? It's inflation. And as long as those things are balancing out, and if they have to raise that Fed's fund rate again, it's going to even slow the economy down even more. And that's going to be determined, I think, a lot of it on what happens with the unemployment. I feel they've stabilized and slowed down the economy enough where we're starting to see the inflation numbers come down, but you still have a lot of a high unemployment number, right? People are still working. And so that's going to be the next thing. That's going to be the next data that they're going to look at.
Yeah.
But as far as is where this housing market's going, well, I think people have to look at this market in Las Vegas and say, well, you may not buy at the very bottom, the dip, but you're going to continue to see the supply chain continue to go up, just maybe not at the same pace as you've seen it, but you're going to see that. And you're going to see, I think it's not, and then all of a sudden it's going to level off. You're going to have buyers, which they are coming back in the market, and you need more buyers now to buy these homes.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to really kind of put those things together.
Absolutely.
But I'm saying probably December, January.
Think so?
First quarter, you're going to start to see that's probably where our
4
bottom's
months
going
away.
to be. Well, that's probably where our bottom's going to be.
Okay, well, so we're going to see
That's
that in
what I
about
think.
4 months then. That's not a lot of time. That's going to happen real quick.
I think there's going to be opportunity for buyers. They're going to be king in this market. You'll be able to negotiate, and I think you'll have an opportunity. There'll be a lot more homes in the market.
I want to bring this up real quick, guys. If you guys want to come on the show, we also have a way to get you on here. We have a lot of people that come in here and they, they want to promote their stuff, right? And I think some people are a little bit hesitant on coming in here because they don't like to be in front of the camera. I get it. If you guys don't want to come in here, if you guys are out there in Las Vegas and you want to promote your channel or promote your business, not your channel, but your channel maybe, but your business, come in here and take a look at this. You guys can register for this. And always what we do here is we do home price just reduced. Home prices just reduced. If you guys want to click on this will actually get you started, and it'll take you to, once you register, it's going to tell you where all these prices of homes are actually getting reduced here, right? And just listed, you got open houses, you have coming soon. So if you click on these links, I mean, you're really going to get everything that's out there. You got all the coming soons out here. So if you guys want to come in here and register on all this stuff here, if you're looking to sell your house, list your home, we can go over that process as well. So I want you guys to pay attention to that. Also, I'm going to bring this up really quick because I want to, let me see this. LV home. Let me see this. So I want to bring this up because this is a great place to get started if you guys are looking to buy a home. So if I come here, let's say I'm coming to look for a house of, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, whatever it is. Let's say your starting price point is $400,000. We'll go to $700,000, $800,000. And you found 2,999 properties, right? So there you go. And you can see all this information right here on my website, just reduced. You can see what the payments will be. You could really find anything you want.
Are all those payments automatically with like a 20% down, or what is that?
They usually put it where you got your taxes, insurance, and then they put in a rate that they think. But this is giving you a pretty good estimate of where you get started at. But look at all these reduced prices.
Those all look affordable. $3,700 a month. That's nothing.
Yeah. So I would check that out, guys. And if you guys have any questions on anything that's going on in the housing market, I'd love to help you out. Like I said, we're in the trenches, and I look at this stuff every day, data, information. And people right now, they're just trying to they're trying to feel their way out of this, right? They're trying to say, well, is now a good time? Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. Who knows? But I can tell you that there's going to be a point in time where you're going to need somebody to help you navigate through that market. Hopefully I can represent you as a real estate agent out there where we can go through that process together and give you the information you're looking for, because I really feel that's what people are doing right now is they know you're out there. They know these realtors are hanging around, the ones that are consistently in front of your face. And when the thing really starts to turn, the first thing people are going to think about is, hey, I'm going to get Dan French with Key Realty because I've seen his podcasts. I've seen his channels. He's a good-looking cat. And I'm just funny. But, I'm just trying to pump myself up. But, look, man, at the end of the day.
He has experience. Has done it for how long now?
Oh, man, I've been in this game for over 15 years now. So that's a long time. And
so
I've seen all facets. Well, I mean, look, I think you have to consistently be an expert of your craft. And part of that is you have to be up to date, technology, information, knowing what you can and can't do, and those parameters. So let's go over here real quick. I want to talk to you real quick, Esmeralda, because we're going to end the show here because I want to talk. So talk to me about anything that's happening here in Las Vegas with you. I know you wanted to bring some things up, right?
Oh, I was talking about Katy Perry.
Oh, what?
How you gave those tickets away? That's crazy. Why would you give tickets away? Everybody wants to see that thick-ass white girl.
Oh, my God.
Katy Perry? I don't even know what she looks like, honestly.
Are you serious?
I don't know. How old is she?
She just had a baby, a year ago?
I think so. I don't know her age. I know she's young.
Yeah.
She's probably in her
young. She's in her 30s.
Is she? I don't think she's.
Of course she is.
I didn't think she is.
What about you, Ethan? Let's talk about what you got
I don't
going
like
on
Katy
marketing.
Perry.
You don't like her?
No.
You wouldn't. So if she came to you right now and said, "Hey, I want to go on a date," you would say no?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't like her attitude.
Really?
Yeah, I've never worked with her, so I can say anything I want.
Oh,
so you just picked up a celebrity though, right? You just started working with a new celebrity, is that right or no?
No, I sort of. Okay, so a buddy of mine, Victor Cohen, he is a former linebacker for the Cincinnati Bengals. He's got his own line of cigars, his own line of high-end Italian leather shoes that have come out, and I'm hooking him up with a gentleman of the Don Williams show that I'm working with who does ventriloquism, who also works with Tyler Perry, which I mentioned last week. So I've been connecting a lot of people that I've worked with recently, and I've personally picked up a new client from Casa Customs, which is a bike company out of Southern California. They do custom, like choppers and bobbers and stuff like that. Choppers. So I've been kind of networking the last few days. I've been just really putting some feelers out and really approaching some random people.
Yeah.
But it's, in today, I mean, everybody's trying to get out there and really get their business seen. So it's all about creativity.
Well, I think it's about creativity. I think there's consistency. You got to be, you know what I mean? You got to know what you're talking about. If somebody came and BS me, I would be like, all right, let me ask some questions. I'm not saying, but I think you got to kind of get out there and you got to know what to ask. And I mean, look, anybody can sell, but can you back it up and consistently be that person, that expert of that craft, like I said, of trying to get things, you know what I mean?
But everybody today wants that instant gratification. They'll come to you and be like, Dan, why is my house not selling in 3 days? Or they'll come to me and go, hey, why is my business not making $3 million in the last week? And I'm like, well, it's consistency. You got to keep pushing your brand out there. You've got to keep pushing what you're doing, and it will catch.
Do you feel a lot of people have a sense of entitlement more today than ever? It's like this,
really?
Man. No, that's what I'm saying. Listen, because I feel that that's one of the things that I evaluate on people is that there's a sense of entitlement that this is the expectation, and if it doesn't work out the way that they want, I mean, it's all hands up in the air.
Do you know what the biggest problem is today? Is that social media leads people to believe that things can instantly happen, and they don't. People thought that Albert Einstein was this instant genius, or that Thomas Edison invented the light bulb overnight, or that Nikola Tesla invented DC current immediately. It's not like that. people don't take into consideration the time and the years and the effort that went into it.
Yeah, there's a process.
Check this out. You guys have both heard of Leonardo da Vinci, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know that he slept 20 minutes every 3 to 4 hours? That's it. He only slept like 2 hours a day, like total, because he was so focused on the work he was doing. And it took like 10 to 20 years for people to realize what he was really working on. And a lot of people today now don't understand the time and effort that go into things. And they think that all this stuff happens overnight. I get clients that will hit me up and go, hey man, it's been 4 days. Why am I not seeing worldwide? Why am I not having this abundance of people flowing in? And again, it's like the same thing with homes on the market. You know, homeowners will come to realtors and be like, hey, why is my home not being sold in a week or two? What is the problem here? People have this expectancy, this thing where they think things need to happen immediately, and they don't understand that it doesn't. That even though we progress in the times with technology and everything else that's going on, that there is still patience and time that goes into each and everything that we do. Like, you have to have that patience. Things don't just jump off like that.
Well, it's a process in certain scenarios, right? There's some things that do happen instantly. And
Like
there's some
what?
things, microwaves. You cook your food.
Oh, come on. Really?
You said what? Hey, a microwave. You
Good
instantly-
things take time.
Well, I also want to say this. So you guys, so what other things do you have to say about your business? Like, as far as do you have anything else you want to try to pitch here?
Absolutely. So I was involved in a Zoom meeting last week, and there was a few hundred people nationwide, and there was actually a lot of realtors. There was a lot of people involved in this meeting, and someone actually called me out on something. And there's something that I do in every single video I post. And if you're not a marketing professional, but yet you still want to do your own marketing, that's fine. But make sure that you're consistent and you keep putting something into each and every video that you do that is the same. Now, someone called me out and said, hey, Ethan, I noticed that you do 2 things in every single video that you post that I don't agree with. And I said, what is that? They said, you always say your name and you always say the name of your business. And I said, yeah, because if all else fails, you're going to remember that because I continually do that. So with marketing, the one thing that I want to give away to people is if you're still going to do it, go to a professional. If you're going to do it yourself, at least be consistent. It's like if your car catches fire, are you going to go to a chef to have them look at your car? No, you're going to go to a mechanic to look at your car. So if you run a business and you want it to be seen and you want it to do well, you're going to go to a marketing professional. So if you go to aeymarketing.com, you'll see exactly what we do, and we can encompass everything for every business on every level. And that is what we take pride in. And we do a lot of research in what we do so that we can help your business to the maximum.
What do you think about slogans?
I think slogans are fantastic.
I think that if you use a slogan in videos, I think that's
Slogans?
yeah. Like
yeah,
your
you got to
slogan.
have your gimmick. You have to have your gimmick.
What about hashtags? I heard that hashtags are kind of going away.
No, that is never going to go away. A
like-
hashtag is the one thing that if you know how to do the research on a hashtag, if you know how to infiltrate that hashtag and see who is attached themselves and their accounts to that hashtag, you'll find your market. You'll find a demographic for your business. You can find hashtags that are within your area, that cover nationwide, that cover globally. So if you have a business, and let's say you have a website, right? And let's say you sell something that you can ship anywhere around the world, you want to look for hashtags that encompass people that are worldwide that are using that same hashtag. But if you have a business that is just local and you want to push your business or your service locally, you want to find that hashtag that just encompasses your local market, like Las Vegas real estate. That you look that hashtag up, you're going to find people who are specifically looking at that specific thing. So hashtags are big on everything you do.
What other things do you have going on that's out there right now that you're really trying to push towards your clients?
Well, I'm moving in a couple weeks to the Midwest. We're expanding our company, so I am moving in a few weeks here as soon as my approval goes through.
Okay.
With my situation, so pending that everything goes well, I'll be pushing out to the Midwest, and we'll be discussing new projects with new companies. With what we do, there is no limit to who we can market to.
Gotcha.
If you do real estate, for instance, Dan, you do Las Vegas real estate, right?
Absolutely.
So
Yep.
are you hoping to catch people that might be moving to Vegas?
I think it's not just about Vegas. I think it's just trying to get people to accommodate them. I get referrals going out to California.
Exactly.
All
So-
over the state.
So nationwide would help you.
The nation, yeah. All over
Exactly.
the country.
And that's what I try to explain to a lot of business owners. People get so, they get to this conformity thing where they're stuck in their neighborhood and they're go, oh, well, I just want to push out to local people. And I go, no, you want your thing to be seen worldwide, nationwide.
Yeah.
If people are moving, you never know, they could be moving to Vegas at any given moment. People move here all the time.
Well, it's just it's really putting out your branches, right? Your tentacles out to all these different things that you're putting your hand in, right? So you got a hand in everything. So that's good, man. So
you have to.
What part of where are you moving to?
I'm moving to the middle of nowhere. I'm moving to what I would equate to Middle Earth.
Middle Earth.
It's not a major city. There's about 1,000 people that live there.
Wow.
There's like one bar. It's not a place that I'm moving to specifically for business, but it is going to position me to open the next division of my company to expand.
Nice.
The Minneapolis area is big.
I've been to Minneapolis.
Yeah?
Yes.
You've been there, huh? What do you like about it? You like it?
I like it. I actually was investing in real estate.
What?
I was many years ago.
In Minneapolis?
Yes, I was.
Yo, the Twins there, the Minnesota Twins are there, the Vikings. I mean, you have a bunch of sports
It
teams
was
there, so you have a
cool.
lot of people there.
Yeah, it was a cool state.
Yeah, the
But,
humidity sucks. They
I
have
went in
mosquitoes and
winter,
shit
so-
there.
So I wasn't there a whole lot, but I did invest. In
Did you like it there?
Yeah, I did. I thought it
Yeah.
was
And so let's do this, man, because I'm going to move here and then we got to end the show. So where can somebody get a hold of you? Because I want them to really figure out how to, maybe if they need branding and they need marketing or they need somebody to coach them.
So if you go to aeymarketing.com, you can actually click on a couple of the links there. You'll see some of the celebrities we've worked with, the professional athletes, the Fortune 500 companies we worked with. We worked with like Planet Fitness. I have a bunch of NFL players, huge celebrities like J-Lo, Lady Gaga, 50 Cent. I mean, these are all people that we've worked with. So if someone on that level can entrust me and myself and my company with what we do, then there is no reason that you can't trust us. We're going to push you the exact same, and we're going to work with you the exact same way that we do with any other person we work with, whether you're a celebrity or you're not, or you move a food truck. I mean, we're going to treat you just the same, and we're going to push you equally.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. I appreciate you enlightening us. And then that's it, guys. So AEY Marketing, if you guys want to get a hold of somebody that can really help push your business and really broaden your position on really the internet, right? And just getting your business out there on social
Absolutely.
media. Great guy to get. So thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about one thing I want to bring up here. So this is the Juliet, and I want to bring this up, guys. So if you guys are here and you're looking at a move-in ready home, this is a brand new home. We went and saw this. I'm going to play this, but you could see it was at $913,000 now listed. This is a brand new home, right? $878,000. You see the price reduction. If you guys want information on this property, obviously there's a video here, but you can text this information right here. It'll sell fast. I think they have like two of them. They have a Pierce. And I've done this little quick tour that we put out. Good size. I mean, everything in here is not just your basic standard. You just open the door. It's like you can really walk into these rooms and store some things. So right next to it, you have another bedroom. Probably 10 by 12, about the same size as you saw the other house. I mean, they're not giving us dimensions here, guys. It's on the house, folks. So I'm just doing it based on what I'm feeling on this house and what they're offering. So here's another bathroom, and this is a sharing, you got dual sinks, standard shower enclosure here. No upgrade, it looks like, and then the hardware's pretty much the same. There's nothing upgraded here. Got your toilet here. So coming back out here, we have another bedroom. This one's maybe a little bit bigger, just by the look of it. I mean, slightly bigger. Yeah, maybe it's the same size, 10 by 12. There's not much difference. So another walk-in closet here, you can see here. And so that's now 4 bedrooms that we've saw on this house. And the air conditioning is running. Some of the lights didn't turn on. I'm not sure how that works. I want to go take a look here at beautiful house, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I feel like I'm watching a movie.
For your hanging clothes or jackets. Now here's the owner suite, right? French doors, you're walking in, you can see, here you go, right?
So, pretty good size. I'm going to say 25 by 25. It's a pretty good size room.
Wow.
The size is bigger than just normal on some of these owner suite rooms. This is a very big home. You can see there's already people behind this area occupying these two homes. And then a very big open area to walk into, you know, the owner suite bathroom. Huge walk-in closet. You could do a lot with this. Huge walk-in closet.
Oh,
So
sweet.
really nice walk-in closet here. And then walking into here, here's the owner suite bathroom. Very big bathroom. Same cabinets, same setup, same look.
I love that tub.
The faucet. Then you have
nice.
a tub. It's
Yeah.
a separate tub.
You could take a
Not a
bath and
private
watch your
tub, though.
neighbors.
So I guess it's private, but I mean, look, a lot of people don't want to be in the bathtub, and if you look right across the way, somebody can't really probably see in here, but you got windows and stuff, so you really have to put some something here. Just
Hey,
to
I
have the
like
privacy.
those.
I
You have
dig
the ultra
it.
shower. They
What's an
have
ultra
taken
shower?
The tile,
big.
ceramic tile, all
Yeah.
the way to the top. Very consistent with what's on the floor here.
I can shower with
And
me and
you
3
have a
other people.
walk-in,
I love it.
Shower here. Dual handles.
That's what we call a
and
party
dual
shower.
faucet.
So you guys can see that we put a lot of effort into this, and
Dude,
the
that's
reason,
awesome.
Yeah, the reason I'm doing this is because I want you guys to go out there and take a look at these houses that they're now moving ready. And look, I get it; it's still priced out. We got to comment, some of this stuff. I'm just gonna say this, and I agree. Like the prices are really, comparable in some ways in some of the properties in California. But you go find a house like that in California,
No.
that's probably gonna push over $1 million easy.
Oh,
Easy.
easily.
You know what I mean?
Easy.
So I understand, but at the same time, you got a price reduction on a home that was at $913. It's got all the upgrades, right? Everything in there. There was many upgrades that we didn't see in this video. If you guys want to see it, a fireplace, LED. You had extra windows for lighting, the rails.
Sweet.
I mean, it was all set up. And again, a lot of people think, well, the backyard. Yeah, you got to do stuff to the backyard. But I'm telling you, the structure of that house and what it looked like was just off the charts.
Only
for me.
thing I'm doing to that backyard
Honestly.
is putting a pool in it. That's
I
all
think
you
a
need.
pool's a must. What do you think? Yeah.
Yeah,
in
I
Vegas,
think I love pools.
if you live in Vegas, it's a
I don't have
must.
one,
You have
but
a pool.
I would,
I'm telling you, someone needs to get to my neighbor's house to clean that thing because it's turning green.
Oh,
so
really?
I haven't been able to use it for a few weeks.
Well, I'll say this, guys. We got to end the show. So if you guys want more information on here, so I'm going to go back here. This is the Juliet. Just text this information. We'll also have this information on my website, LB Home Professionals. Go there, take a look at all the information on the reduced prices of homes right now we're seeing out there. And, it is cookie cutter. I agree, Tim. But at the same time, I think with what you're looking at in California and the old homes, like you can get a home that's in the 1930s, 40s, 50s, and you're getting a brand new home.
Oh, yeah.
Here, I'm not saying, look, you can compare. I get it, but
Of
at the
course.
same time, you're looking at a house here, brand new. The square footage is huge, and they're reducing the price. The big concept here is this: you may not like that house, and you may not be interested in buying that house. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's other houses out there that will have opportunity that you're seeing. Look at these price reductions, right? This is going to keep going. It's going to keep where you're going to start seeing homes out there on the market where you have negotiation power. 6% they're going to give you if they use the lender for their lender on closing costs. 6%. That's a big number. That builders have to get rid of these homes, and they're trying to really do everything that they can. So if you guys have any more questions, I appreciate all the information here. Tim, appreciate your information. Also running at altitude. You guys are awesome. Everybody out there that's watching this show, thank you so much for the support. To having Mr. Ethan on. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Guys, thank you so much. And unfortunately, I may only be here for another week or two. I did get engaged, so I am going to be moving soon, which I'm excited about, and expanding my company. So I will be moving to Middle Earth very soon. And I really hope that I can still be a part of this show somehow.
I think you will, man. You'll come back on.
Can we
I'm
do
sure.
some remote shit?
Oh, of course, man.
Yeah,
Really?
you too.
We'll get you out there.
You too.
Yeah.
I'm
Zoom.
going to set up a
Through
camera.
Zoom. No,
Yeah,
through
I'll get a
Zoom, right?
Polaroid, and we'll figure it out, and I'll Xerox copies of the pictures, and we'll send them in.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I'm
Hey,
old. I don't know how this
send us
works.
a picture of Middle Earth where you're at.
Once you're part of the FWB, you're a part of the FWB for life, man. You know
Okay,
that.
the French workbench. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's.
man, you know.
Okay.
The beautiful Esmeralda. Thank you for coming on as always. Esmeralda, I really appreciate you. Esmeralda's always here. She's a trooper, and she does have input on what's happening in this market. You have any final words?
don't be afraid to do anything that you believe that you want to do. Do it. Go for it.
And what's your favorite restaurant in Vegas for those of you that don't know
Chica.
about Vegas? Wait, what?
It's called Chica.
What is that?
It's a restaurant. It's,
What do they serve?
They serve chicas. No, I'm sorry.
Chicas bonitas.
Oh my God. It's a Spanish restaurant.
Okay.
you
At
set
the
up for it.
Venetian, it's so good.
At the Venetian, it's
It
a
has a
Hispanic
great
restaurant.
atmosphere, a great place to
There we go.
Take your date.
All right.
It's nice.
You get to serve chicas. You want a chica? I
Chicas
want a chica.
gorditas.
You want a chica?
SK, I love steakhouse at the Cosmo. Okay, really stop.
Nice. Welcome to Vegas.
Please, guys, hit the like button. We really appreciate your support out there. This is the French Workbench Podcast. We're the most real and behind-the-scenes information, financing, real estate, money talk, entrepreneurs. Like I said, I have the LV Crib Tours. Check out my channels, right? The Sound Off, I just started that. Starting to get a lot of momentum on some of these other channels. You're going to get a lot of good information on LV Crib Tours, so hit the notification bell, like it. Also in the comments section, you're going to have all of the links that we just went over, price reductions. If you guys have any questions, please reach out to me, and we'll see you guys at the next one. I'm out of here.